Benjamin Franklin. When someone says the name Ben Franklin, you immediately think of his inventions of the public library system, the bifocals, or maybe his invention of the first home insurance company. All of these inventions have withstood the test of time and are still very relevant in our current lives. But today, I want to talk about something not many people are aware of, something that was invented by Franklin almost 300 years ago, and something that's still a core part of the American business fabric: franchising. Modern-day commercial franchising. Now, yes, you can argue that franchising was first started in England by the Crown to manage territories and collect royalties. I'm not getting into that. I just want to focus on the modern-day commercial franchising that's used by businesses. Franchising in the United States first began in the colonies, in Philadelphia, when on September 13th, 1731, Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Whitmarsh entered into an agreement drafted with the words, "For the carrying on of the business of printing in Charleston in South Carolina." The term of the agreement was for 6 years, and Franklin created a framework that required his franchisee to maintain the day-to-day operations of the South Carolina print shop, and that he would purchase all the paper and equipment needed to run the business directly from Franklin. There was also a covenant that the franchisee would not engage in any other business during the 6-year term. Franklin also provided a lot of his popular content, like Poor Richard's Almanac, to help his franchisee get started. And Franklin also had the right to appoint a successor, should Whitmarsh die or leave the business. This agreement, as you can see, clearly had several of the core foundational elements of what you would find in a modern franchising agreement today. Following the establishment of the South Carolina print shop, Franklin went on to establish several other print franchises in New York, Boston, Great Britain, and even Canada. Franklin's print shop franchise invention worked extremely well and generated a good revenue stream for him. As a self-proclaimed business history nut, I got a great kick out of this when I stumbled into this small but really important piece of America's business history. I'd argue franchising really helped build the modern America we know today. The growing mobility of Americans around the turn of the 20th century created several early-stage franchising opportunities in the restaurant, automotive, gasoline, and hospitality industries. General Motors sold its first franchise in 1898. The growing expansion of automobiles and the local demand for fuel drove the next set of franchise opportunities in the gasoline and oil industries. Coca-Cola, in order to keep its transportation costs low, offered its first franchise in Georgia in 1901. This allowed its local franchisee to bottle under strict formulas and processes to control the quality and taste. This bottling franchise framework helped the company to rapidly grow globally into the beverage conglomerate we see today. And fast forward to today. The reason you see the golden arches of McDonald's in every city, and in certain cases, every big street. And the reason you're able to order a caramel macchiato from Starbucks within a short distance is because of franchising. Ray Kroc and Howard Schultz were able to build businesses worth $200 and $100 billion respectively in market capital by purely using this model. Franchising also served as the blueprint for several other successful Fortune 500 businesses, like KFC, Marriott, Avis Rentals, and others. Thank you, Ben Franklin. Before a few months, I was offered the opportunity to help work on building a growth campaign for a New York City-based nonprofit that helps marginalized communities. Now, this nonprofit helps people in these communities to leverage filmmaking and videos as a means to gain a voice and express their thoughts, because they believe art possesses the power to heal. They also believe that by nurturing the creative potential of the youth and giving them a skill set, they'll contribute to a brighter and more inclusive future. Now, the founder of this nonprofit and my team have been collaborating on ideas to define and refine a scalable business model. As I was working on this project, a question dawned upon me. Why not franchise this nonprofit in 10 more cities to help more communities? The problem that plagues marginalized communities in New York isn't exclusive to NYC, but is one the whole nation faces. There are many communities, even here in the Dallas area, that are in need of healing, and the opportunity to learn through filmmaking provides that necessary outlet and helps develop tangible new skills for the youth to build upon. Now, getting the first location running in New York really well is critical, but franchising opens up possibilities to scale this to other locations to benefit even more people. By no means is this an innovation, but the concept of franchising allows you to scale whatever you want to do to reach a bigger audience. My team and I are going to keep working on it and see where we go from here. I also noticed something else. When you order a quarter pounder with cheese at McDonald's or a caramel macchiato at Starbucks, you're going to get your order fulfilled predictably in about 10 minutes or less because of operational efficiency. But the failure rate of small regional nonprofits is extremely high. Unfortunately, they're plagued by a lack of operational efficiency, which is usually driven by a lack of donation revenue. In most cases, this lack of donation revenue is driven by a lack of operational efficiency. It's a classic chicken and egg problem. I believe these nonprofits should try to leverage the efficient operating models that have been honed in by successful companies to run their franchise locations so they can succeed and thrive. At its core, franchising is about building one unit of something you truly love and defining an operating model you can lift and shift across multiple geographic locations. When franchising something, you want to ensure other people can run with it and maintain the same quality, integrity, and the core culture of the first unit. Franchising isn't just about business. It's a framework for spreading possibilities, hope, and ideas that can benefit our society. I mean, whether you have the know-how to make the world's best chocolate chip cookies or the business plan for an innovative nonprofit, franchising gives you that opportunity to scale it for the greater good. Now, what will you franchise? Thank you.